Don't you love all those deconstructed meals? And you just say, "Can you just give me the hamburger, would you?" How many of you have been on YouTube and watched that metronome video? Type in metronome synchronizing, and you'll get this nice little video where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 metronomes, and they're all set off at different things. So it's like chaos, absolute chaos. And then what they do, the metronomes are sitting on a plank of wood, and then they put the plank of wood on 2 Coke cans or any sort of cans, a roller. And so the metronomes are sitting on the wood, and the wood is sitting on the cans, and over time, because of the intrinsic dynamics, they all get into time. Oh, it's so cool. Yes, for this nerd, yes. Yeah. The other day when I was talking about, you know, when you're doing this one, yeah, and I was saying that each one of you will have a certain tempo where the body will start to oscillate in a harmonic with that oscillation of your arms, same as the metronomes, yeah. And then you can find another speed or a slower speed and play around with that. So. That's fun. That's fun. There is another variation that comes straight from Amherst where you have your hands overhead like this, and you do that, and you can see what's happening to me, right? Wobbly bits. Yeah, but the problem that he encounters in Amherst is, like me, a lot of people can't get their hands far enough back. And so then he has to do another 1, 2 ATM lessons so that the shoulder girdle can be free enough to do that. But by the time he's done those 2 lessons, he's forgotten about this. So there you go. That's the way it goes. Now, we're going to do an awareness through movement lesson that I gave you this morning. So this is my kind of way of making teaching notes. So you're getting a sample of the way I make teaching notes. I don't necessarily always put them in a gridded table like that, but you know, for you, yes. This is going to be a one-sided lesson, and in the breaks, I'll offer commentary. Otherwise, it'll just be the lesson. Now, your assignment in the lesson is, as you go through the process, stay kind of present to, is there a moment in the lesson where you would just like someone to come over and put their hands on you so that you can better feel what's going on, or identify a part that's moving, or to stop a part that's moving? Yeah, so as you go through the lesson, when would you feel, oh, I'd really like some hands-on right now? because that is going to inform your FI practice afterwards. Because the FI practice is give an ATM direction, watch the person do it. Then ask yourself, do they need some tactile assistance? What for? Could something be moving that they don't know? Is there some part of themselves that they've just forgotten about? These are really important questions. Because I think I've said it already, so this is the second time, Feldenkrais would often put on ATM recordings. And he'd sit back in his chair, watching the dude on the table, and then there'd be a moment that he'd make a decision to stop the tape, go over to the person, do some hands-on stuff, come back, put the tape back on and continue the lesson. And my question is, what did he see that prompted him to let go of his fag? Maybe Coda, how do you fag? And yeah, anyway, what prompted him? What made him stop that tape, get up, and put hands on the person? So that's what the FI practice is going to be about. And this is this is an introduction into the composition of the lesson, and you reflecting, when would I like hands-on? Yep. All right. I think we'll have time to do one round of the FI practice, and then we'll continue with the next round tomorrow morning. But before you go, there's a couple... My brother can't take it anymore. How long was your lunchtime? What's your bladder? Come on. Words in anatomy are tricky things. So do you, if I put two words up here, head of femur, are you all au fait with what head of femur is? Can you, is this the head of the femur? It could be. Well, depends what you want, what we agree to, really. Ah, head of femur, nice. Which is another way of saying the very, very proximal end of the thigh bone. Angle of ribs, posterior. Posterior is at the back, beautiful, okay. Where are the angles of the ribs? They're over there? No. They're definitely over there, right? Where are the rib angles? Beautiful. Yep. Yep. Nice. So they're easier to see if you flip out the guy from the back and you take away. I know. We shouldn't stop meeting like this. Yeah. Can you see that in a funny kind of a way, the ribs go backwards first before they go forwards? They actually curve backwards, and then at the moment that they round the corner and start going forwards, that's the angle of the rib. So there's like a little, not so angled, but like that. This, in the lesson, is what you're going to be asked to lie on. Yeah. Notice that it's a certain distance from the spinous processes. Oh, spinous processes, you're okay? Posterior spinous processes, yes. Good, good. So in the lesson, you'll be looking to lean on the angles of the ribs. Now, in between here, you have big bellies of muscle filling all this space in here, big erector spinae muscles. But you'll sense the firmness when you're on there. It's not much of a roll, by the way. If I put this little skelly on the table, what's left of him, how did I say it? Deconstructed hamburger. Yeah, yeah. I'll turn it so that you can see the roll. Oh, that's that position the other day. Yes, that's good. Yeah. Now, if I roll this skeleton to the left so that it's lying on the angles of the ribs, That's it. It's not that. It's right there. So it's not much of a roll, is it? But to find them, you might need to go beyond, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little bit more until you find them. Okay, and that's what the commentary is going to be about. Not necessarily about the movement, but that whole business of what we do to find things and have information. Okie dokie, so please get yourself ready for an awareness through movement lesson.